How accurate is the Garmin R50 launch monitor compared to the much more expensive Trackman IO? Me and Alex are going to put the Garmin R50 through its paces. We're going to look at some ball data. We're also going to look at some club data. We have aligned everything up as best as we can, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got it to, well, according to the Garmin and according to the Trackman, we're at 0.0.
In terms of alignment, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of an art rather than a science. You have to feel it out.
We've done the best we can.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
What kind of balls are we using, Al?
We're using brand new Golf Swing Systems branded Pro V1s. So there's no sort of marks on the balls or anything that could cause any funny business.
Perfect.
So
we don't need RCT balls for the Trackman IO to pick up accurate spin numbers, do we?
No, not at all. And both of our clubs are both going to be hitting 7 irons. Mitch's is very, very new. This is
newbies.
That's today, isn't it? That's a freshie.
Titleist team.
But both of our clubs are going to be dotted up with a Garmin dot. Now that's not going to interfere with the Trackman, but it is going to let the Garmin track the golf club as well, similar to a GC3.
Okay, so this is as accurate as we think we can get it at the moment. So let's start hitting some shots, and we'll just see what kind of data we're spitting out.
There's a new club.
Let's go. Right, so I'm going to smash a 7 iron. We're going to see what the shot tracer is saying. We're going to see what some of the ball data and the club data is saying, and how they compare with each other. Now, bear in mind, I'm still getting used to my brand new clubs.
Get the excuses out there.
A little bit left.
Pretty pure,
Not bad though.
Great strike, right.
Okay, 162 carry on Trackman. How are we looking on the Garmin? 156.
156, yeah.
That's a bit of a discrepancy there, mate, isn't it?
To be fair, that's actually a very, very common discrepancy that I've seen when testing the R50. Normally when you talk about a more budget unit, you'll generally find that the budget unit will overjuice distances and speeds.
Okay.
But what I'm finding consistently is that the R50 tends to measure ever so slightly down on units like Trackman and GC3.
Does it really?
Generally, I would say the number is about 5 yards. If you add 5 yards onto your R50, that's why I would normally say, especially with 7.9, when I've done the vast majority of my testing, 5 yards discrepancy is pretty spot on.
Okay.
I'll pop one away as well. So you were what, 5.3 yards out? Is that?
Just looking at the shot tracer there, that's pretty accurate, it seems.
Yeah, pretty bang on.
In terms of like ball speed, 115 to 114,
mile and a half. That'll make up for that distance in carry.
So yeah, what we'd imagine is the ball data is going to be pretty accurate, but let's crack on.
Yeah, what's an interesting one actually, I've just thought of this, mile and a half an hour of club speed difference. Generally they say every mile an hour of club speed you can gain about 3 yards of carry.
All right, okay.
So if we're losing a mile and a half an hour of club speed, it pretty much almost perfectly lines up to that difference in carry.
Yeah, okay.
So that could be one of the reasons why it's different there. The spin rate is bang on. So we're at 5.712 to 5.694.
Brilliant.
No difference there at all. Spin axis was a little
different
bit different, but nothing major. So a few degrees out. But that's one where the alignment's probably going to play more of a difference than...
Yeah.
Because it's measuring from a point, basically.
Sorry, just to jump in, Al, like, in terms of interference between these two units, are we looking in terms of that?
It shouldn't be anything major. The Trackman's a serious piece of kit, so it takes quite a lot to throw it out.
Yeah.
Also, the Trackman's using a variety of different measuring methods. It's got a radar, it's got a high-speed camera, it's got infrareds in there. The Garmin is sort of looking at a different field of view, so they shouldn't cause too much interference. Now, it's
impossible to say, I guess.
It's very difficult to guarantee anything. It's also very difficult to say that it's going to be perfect on any launch monitor. If I chuck a GC3 next to this, it causes all sorts of havoc because they're using the same type of cameras.
Right, okay.
So, but what I have found is I haven't ever seen any drop-off in performance from the Trackman when comparing to an R50. It would be different if you had a radar down there. If you had a Doppler down there, it might well cause more issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hit a few more shots and see how we get on.
Same pull as you.
123 ball speed, 121 ball speed.
So that's a mile and a half down again.
In terms
probably
of
5 yards.
169 on
Bigger.
Trackman.
159 on Garmin.
So that's a 10-yard difference there.
That's a 10-yard difference. So that's quite a big difference there.
Club speed 89 on Garmin.
94 on Trackman. That's where the difference is coming. 5 yards difference. That's going to equate to that difference there.
Yes, that's 10 yards difference there, isn't it?
So that's definitely a big old difference. I wonder if it's maybe because we pulled it. Let's see if I can try and keep one on plane. That's a bit of a push, but that's okay. Little push draw.
Carry distance 166 on Trackman. Carry distance 161. You look, that's
that
5 yard. Yeah, 5 yard difference, mate.
Yep. Again, club speed is down on the Garmin. That's definitely where we would be seeing it.
Look at the spin rate here, Al. That's amazing. 6985 on Garmin, 6980 on
That's pretty
Trackman.
spot on. Spin
That
axis as well within 0.4 of a degree.
Very good, very good. Club
very
speed,
impressive.
Again, Trackman seems to be measuring your club speed a little bit faster, doesn't it?
Actually, also noticeably, club path, pretty much bang on, 1.4
Yeah.
to 1.6.
Awesome.
So the data's good. It's the
Stepping.
distances are a little bit off, a little bit different.
And I guess that could be down to algorithms, maybe?
Could be, but
Obviously,
I
you've
think
got the
that
data there.
the club speed, measuring club speed lower, is going to be what's equating for that that ball distance. Yeah, that ball's
Just curious
carry
though,
distance.
I thought like ball data was kind of what really attributed to where it ends up.
That's club data as well.
Club data as well, yeah. Cool. Right, let's hit another 7 iron. We'll move on to driver after this if you want.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, I felt like I hit that. Lovely.
You did.
Love these new
172
clubs.
carry, massive.
Love that with a 7 iron. Right, carry distance 172 on Trackman 166. Again, you're pretty much that 5 yards discrepancy like you're talking about, aren't you? Club speed, 3 miles per hour difference there. Club path, 1 degree to the left on the Garmin.
And pretty much
0.2.
dead neutral, yeah.
Yeah, to the right on Trackman. Ball speed 121 on Trackman, ball speed 119. Spin rates are really close again.
Yeah, the spin rate's mega, isn't it? Yeah.
So after those 4 shots that we hit there, mate, what
Yeah.
are your thoughts on these two devices and how the Garmin stacks up to the Trackman?
I mean, my big takeaway from the Garmin is, although you're seeing that carry distance definitely lower than the Trackman, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah,
it's giving a consistent number, and that is the most important thing to look at on your launch monitor, because you're never actually going to be hitting. It's very rare. You get the odd client who comes in and goes, "I've got 3 launch monitors all pointed at it, and they're all saying different things."
Yeah.
That can cause some real doubts. But if you've got 1 launch monitor in the room, the most important thing is that the data it's giving you is consistent.
yeah.
Because then you can work off of it. So if I say I was swinging and I could see it was way over the top, as long as it's telling me it's over the top every time on the same swing,
yeah.
then I'm able to build a new swing from that and make some changes to my game. So in terms of the consistency, I think it's spot on. In terms of the spin rate, very, very good. And then just measuring the ball and the club speed slightly lower.
And looking at the shot shapes and the tracer, they're
Pretty
pretty
spot on, aren't
much the same, aren't they? And I mean, you're talking about a 4.5 grand unit compared to what, a 13 grand unit?
And the rest, 18 and a half.
What, for Trackman IO?
Oh, yeah.
Or for fully included everything?
For complete, yeah, we were using a complete here, so we've got club data as well.
Wow. So yeah, pretty impressive with a 7 iron. Let's hit a few shots with driver and see if that makes
get
any
erratic.
difference.
Quick tip for you on the R50, if you have one, in terms of your dots, with every launch monitor that requires a dot, we always recommend that you just dot up a couple of your clubs. So Mitch and I here are burning through dots like it's nobody's business because we're dotting up 2 sets. But what we would generally say, dot up your driver because it's going to inform your woods practice most. Dot up your 7 iron because it's going to inform your irons, and then dot up your wedge as well. Because then you can work on those 3 key parts of your game and build them into the other clubs. Because if you're feeling a change with your 7, you're going to see that change with an 8, a 9, 4, whatever you hit. And the same goes for woods and wedges. Right, okay, I'm dotted up here. I've got driver. What we're going to make sure we do, just to make sure everything's as fair as possible, we're going to select a driver on IO, and we're going to select a driver on R50, just so that its algorithm is pointing at the right club, basically.
Yeah.
So we're going to go driver on the IO, and we're going to go driver on the R50.
What driver are you using now? Is it yours?
Yeah, it's mine. It's a sim. Just an old sim. I haven't ever found anything that I get on quite as well with. I'll be expecting sort of 114, 115 club. Maybe somewhere around 165 if I hit it good. Maybe 170 on the ball speed. And then distances, carry of about 280, maybe 285.
Go on.
We'll just see how we get on. First one might be a little bit less than all those
a ton
numbers.
of shots with my new golf clubs today, so you're warmed up.
A little bit fadey. 165, 113 club, so a little bit slow today.
Mate, I love that. I'm just looking at the shot tracer.
It's identical, isn't it?
And it's identical. So what are we looking at in terms of the other data there?
We're looking at a pretty spicy swing.
Oh, yeah.
not the best swing in the world, but that's okay. So we've got ball speed within a mile an hour of each other, or 1.5 miles an hour again. That was very similar to the 7 irons. Spin rate, spot on. Too high, 3,000 spin. That is a floaty Healy cut. Spin axis, yeah, again, spot on, 11.7 to 12.9. You're around about...
Your carry distance theory is unbelievable. It's 5 yards every time.
Yes,
shorter.
it's pretty spot on, isn't it?
Brilliant, that.
So yeah, carry distance is 5 yards away. Club speed is a mile an hour away.
Path's a little
slow.
bit out, a degree out in terms of path, but that's difficult with the alignment and
The
stuff,
alignment's
isn't it?
not bad, and all we can say really about that club path is it's wrong. Not for the measurement, but for my swing, that's a rubbish club path.
Oh, it's not bad. It's almost identical, mate.
246.
246 carry on Trackman.
241, 5 yards.
5 yards.
Spot
again, mate. Looking at club speed 109 on Trackman, 107.
Mile and a half again.
Yeah. In terms of the shot shape, it's pretty much
spot on,
the same. Yeah.
Slight, ever so slightly, like a yard or two of pull.
Do you know
nothing
what?
major.
I'm dead impressed with like the backspin here, mate. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's
the
so
spin's
close.
bang on. Yeah, and I mean spin axis as well. Very, very good. So 0.7 of a degree off. That's nothing really. You're talking the distance between a yard and 2 yards of fade there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, your
Quality.
club path mega within a degree is again. So what I would generally say about that consistent degree difference, probably our alignment. We've done our best, but we're not perfect, and that's a very difficult thing to do. Let's try and hit a bit of a draw if we can, or it might become a push slice. Cover my bases. We'll say it's either going to be a draw or a push slice, or a hook. You know, could be any of these. Let's aim out right. Ball back in the stance ever so slightly. Manufacture something here. There you go, little draw.
Oh, now we've got a big misread here, Al. Look at the
Oh, there you go.
Here. What's happened there?
Well, what that would probably be is it thinks I'm rubbish at golf. No, what that will generally be is that it's struggled to read the axis. Because I've hit such a big draw there, I'll try to manufacture something.
Yeah.
We've tricked it, effectively. So,
which one are you trusting the most there?
to be honest, looking at the launch angle that we had on the screen, and I mean, I would generally trust the Trackman, not just because it went straighter, but because that is the shot that I hit there. 55 degrees of right axis is it's always a misread. That's almost impossible to do without shanking it.
That shot shape on the R50 there reminds me of the occasional one that you get on my Sky Track back at home. It's just
the occasional one I get on a golf course as well.
Right, I'm going to try it to draw. Look at that, mate.
Got a bit of draw in it.
It's a little bit higher again on the Garmin there, mate.
Yeah.
Only a couple of yards, but still amazing.
Although in terms of the distance there, trying to look at your club speed, it's pretty much bang on, isn't it? Actually, a little
Just
lower.
look at spin axes. Yeah. It's slightly less on the Garmin. I'm just looking at the shot shapes, and it's drawn in a little bit more on the Trackman compared to the Garmin. But look, overall,
You're definitely a low spin driver at the moment, aren't you?
am I?
Oh yeah,
See,
1.8.
That's why I've had a really good carry distance there, mate.
Yeah, good carry distance. It's going to roll as well. That's going. That is out of there.
Okay, so that is quite a casual and quick test between the Trackman IO and the Garmin R50. What are your thoughts on the R50 compared to Trackman?
To be honest, it's the consistency of it. It gives me a little bit of hope. I think it's a very, very consistent unit, which as a golfer is what I'm looking at predominantly. I want my units to be telling me the same stuff over and over again so that I can build a new swing off of that data. I would be more worried if we had big outliers that were just sort of unexplained. We had a huge misread.
Yeah.
But the good thing about that is it's such a big misread, we immediately know.
You can tell.
I mean,
straight away,
creating 55 degrees of right hand spin axis, even I'm not that bad. So no, it's pretty much impossible. So you know that's a misread. You can discount it from your practice. All the other ones were pretty spot on. Spin rate was
unbelievable,
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Carry distance was consistently 5 yards out from Trackman, sometimes low, sometimes high. So you know you're sort of within that your acceptable tolerance, I would call it. And then in terms of spin axis and club path and things like that, I'm pretty happy with how he's had it set up because that was within a degree every time, so that's pretty good.
For me, as a handicap golfer, higher handicap golfer, I'd say, playing off 10.
Don't know with those drives.
I predominantly look at the shot range. I want to see which direction the ball's gone. I want to see how far it's gone. And particularly with those two aspects of this comparison, it was almost spot on, apart from that one misread, obviously. But yeah, on the whole, I'm dead impressed with the Garmin R50. It's only really the second time that I've properly had chance to test it out. And comparing it to a higher end launch monitor like the Trackman. Obviously the test is not going to be perfect, it's going to be flawed in ever so slightly ways, specifically alignment and stuff. But Alex and I have chosen some data parameters to look at that we feel are going to be some of the more important ones.
Yeah.
Obviously we could go in a little bit more in depth with it all, but we just wanted to stick with that for the purpose of this test. So
if you do find you want something else explored in this comparison as well, drop it in the comments and get Mitch to fire it across to us. Get him to hound us in those DMs, because we can make that video for you as well over on the Golf Swing Systems channel. So we can sort of cover all the bases. But I think this is a really good start, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, mate. It's really good. So yeah, like Alex said, if you are interested in seeing any more in-depth stuff about the Garmin R50 in particular, drop us a comment down below this video. I'll let Alex know, and then he can fire it up on the Golf Swing Systems YouTube channel. And yeah, get you some more information over there.
See you very soon.